have a twinkle in your eye when something happens on that screen with Stardew Valley.
Yeah. You know what
He was really angry that he didn't realize how valuable mahogany trees were the other day.
Why angry?
And the why he was angrier is that I know how valuable mahogany trees are.
Can I just say can I just say something? All right, so when I originally played the game, right, there was no mahogany trees. Right? When mahogany trees came at the 1.5, he put like a DLC in there, right?
Yeah.
So when you have a mahogany seed, you don't you're like, I don't need another tree. I have pine, oak, all the other trees. Why the fuck do I need? And so I just didn't plant them, And then one day I was like, I needed wood, and I was chopping down. I guess I'll just chop this stupid mahogany down that I found in the forest, and he gave me hardwood. Now listen, okay?
I'm listening.
In the original game of Stardew Valley, hardwood was so difficult to find. You would have to go to the magic forest. There's a secret forest, right? And the only way to get into the secret forest is your pickaxe has to be, now your axe has to be at a certain level. I think it's silver. You need a silver pickaxe, right? To upgrade your pickaxe, right? It costs money. You have no money, right? So anyway, you have to go all the way to the secret. There's only 5 stumps. It only gives you 4 hardwood, right? And then every day you're like, because to build a truffle maker, an oil maker, right? It takes 20 hardwood. I know, just you got me started.
Keep going, baby.
I will. It takes 20 hardwood to make a fucking truffle maker, right? You also need slime, and I think you need coal. I don't believe it, right? But anyway, so imagine you can't just have one truffle maker. You need 10, right? So you every day going all the way to the secret, right? So anyway, that's why mahogany trees are cool. And when I discovered that, I'm like, oh, I could just plant 1,000 of these mahogany trees. I don't ever have to. I haven't been to the secret forest in weeks since I discovered that.
Wow.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. You should see. That's why if you saw my farm, right? No, they're gonna just say one last thing about my farm because I'm just so passionate about it. Okay.
Yeah, I feel that.
If you're gonna condescend me, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm being supportive.
I don't like your dreary eyes.
I'm the one who told you mahogany trees are good for you.
Yeah. Oh no shit.
I cracked your hardwood code.
Oh yeah, you did.
Your
Okay.
dilemma.
So just when I originally played the game, right? What I would do is I would use every piece of land to farm crops because it's all about making money, right? But not this time. In this one, I've sanctioned off a chunk of my fucking farmland for a forest, right? So I can grow mahogany trees and all the trees, so I can chop down wood, and so that I can have my my chickens, my ducks, and my rabbit, right? So they can frolic freely in a wooded area with a bunch of trees.
Like
Yeah.
that.
So anyway.
That's really cute.
What's great about the last thing I want to say, what's great about the game is it's just not a farming simulation. Anyone listening to about Stardew Valley, right?
I've learned this.
It's it's a game of timing. There's a lot of creativity because there's just so much. You have so much farmland and there's so many things to build. Where to build it, where to design things. You can move things. You can now paint buildings. You can, what I mean? There's certain the fences that, like, when you make in 2 years they deteriorate, right? So instead of putting a wood fence in, you put a hardwood fence in because they last longer, right? So it's like there's just all these little things that you equate, and this, and it's a great game.
Why didn't you ever become like city planners or urban planners? You could have been a great one, sweetie.
Because comedy pays more.
Yo, kind of true, though.
Yeah. I would get no pussy as a urban planner.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, what kind?
Mine.
No, dude.
Okay, pause. Same look, same Bobby.
Love nerdy
same
people.
Bobby Lee. Instead of seeing this
Was
guy,
he just as funny? In his
No,
everyday
because
life?
no, because I had
comedy developed.
I had to develop my comedy. So
Okay.
this is good. This is good. You're on my
good,
team.
good. But okay.
This is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bobby, you same guy.
Yeah.
Maybe the same. I mean, did comedy develop your look?
No.
Okay. So
Because if I'm an urban developer or is that what it is?
yeah, it's
Urban planner. What do you call those?
What do you call
urban
it?
developer plan.
A developer, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to school with other developers, right? They're pretty. not all of them are into Roxy music and like, you know what I mean, the Velvet Underground. I mean, I can't explain it. I just don't think they do, right? I just think that they're a little bit more like, so, did you get Harry Style tickets? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's never been you. Even when you were in high school and not doing comedy, you were already so much.
I know, but I'm just saying, but the path already was set that I was not going to be an urban planner.
Yeah, but you already had this like you already you were already fashionable. You were already kind of like this
Okay, I would hide
funny dude.
I would hide those aspects of me when I'm in urban planning school.
And where do we meet? In urban planning school?
No, that's the thing.
Okay.
We meet the way we fucking met Tinder, and when you read he's an urban planner, I don't think you would be like.
But how about
Sweetie,
this?
let me tell you.
Instead of seeing him on Mad TV, you
Yeah.
just saw maybe one of his cities that he planned.
Let me tell you that I would give me no bigger boner if you were like, this is actually a thing I developed. I love talented people. I honestly, you will not believe how many mongrels I swiped right on Tinder for. Like, you were kind of the hottest one, to be honest. I was not very
Oh,
selective.
so if I went, well, see, we're here on Western and Olympic. Do you see anything?
I would be like,
you'd be like,
yeah.
what? I'm like, I developed it.
Oh my God,
Your pussy would get wet?
boner. Yeah.
You see that water fountain?
yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leroy wanted to put the waterfall on the other side of the street, but not me.
I put over
I
there.
put it in the Grove. and Grove, mind you, the only Grove on the street. I'm the one that did that.
That intrigues me.
Really?
Yeah.
But then we see a homeless guy right there pissing on my water fountain. You know what I mean? People shooting heroin. That wouldn't.
You hit him with a guitar?
Yeah. Comedy's what I just, I'd rather do this. This is fun.
I think I'm having some type of episode.
Is it from all the stress today?
Yeah, like my heart's beating very
Go get
irregularly
a Tylenol.
right now.
Go get a Tylenol. Go get a beta blocker.
Or maybe a Zippix?
Huh?
Does that make it worse?
The Zippix. No, it's just what do you call it? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of like PVCs. I can
All right,
feel
so
'em.
I want to clarify it in the shop episode because I guess it's still muddled and whatnot. But number one, okay, if Khalyla had an affair, right, and cheated on me, I would leave.
Right.
Okay, this was something that I knew was going to happen. It was an open discussion. That's what all of this is. Like in terms of like when I went to rehab, it's like this is what I'm doing. This is where I need to go.
What
That's that
about
kinda-
the rumor that said it's the open relationship or whatever that caused your relapse?
No. Here's where it gets muddled. There is another event that caused my relapse
That was
that I can't get into.
Separate from.
That's
early
separate.
from last. Early at last.
Yeah. There was another event that caused my relapse. But you know what? Nothing caused my relapse. What caused my relapse was I wasn't going to AA meetings, right? And I wasn't doing the work to stay sober. And when you're like that and you're a dry drunk, any event, you can make an excuse to go out. So that's the real truth, okay? If I was working a program and I was going to meetings, I was calling my sponsor, any event that happens, even a death in the family, you can get through it. You know what I mean? Through the program. But I wasn't going to meetings. I was self-will. I was just doing my own thing. And it was inevitable. Any thing could have happened. If it didn't happen then, it would have happened some other time. I read something online. Bobby's just a drug addict. He keeps relapsing every other year. Like, he's an untrustworthy guy. It's like, okay, that's true. I'm a drug addict and alcoholic, and I slip up sometimes. And, I had 17 years at one point, 12 years at another point. I've had long gaps of sobriety, but there's no shame in relapsing. This time around, it's very serious. I've been more adamant, and it's just that last reason was very profound. I felt like my life was falling apart in a very extreme way. I also had a worldview on my life that I never had before in terms of the trajectory of what I want out of my life and where all that stuff, right? So, I just want to make it clear that it was something that I knew about. It was something that I told her to do. We had a open thing. Right now, I don't want that right now, and we're back to being monogamous. But trust me, if I listen, I love Khalyla, but I'm not a bitch.
Hey, no bitch.
You know what I mean? And I will do what I please. You know what I mean? You know, I've never been that guy. I've always been in relationships. I feel safe in them. I need to trust somebody. You know what I mean? I can't just not know somebody and then boink. You know?
I'm really similar, sweetie.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's weird.
I like how you said boink too. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, yeah. So
I kind of had a little bit of a giggle, then a little bit of a rage, then back to a giggle. And I think I read something where we were like, well, you know, Khalyla, she emasculates Bobby. How does she expect intimacy from him? And I'm like, you guys, he's been calling me Stanley Tucci for 10 years. If I
as a joke
emasculate,
for fun.
I know, but if I emasculate you, you masculate me. Like I literally, like if I've turned you into a woman, you've turned me into a dude.
Okay.
Equally.
I doubt that you've ever been in a restaurant
Yeah.
and a hostess said, "Mr. Tucci, would you like a table?"
I've been called sir.
No.
Have you been called ma'am?
Yes.
No.
I've been called sir for sure. You have never been called ma'am.
I've been called that many times because of my long hair.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah,
put
yeah.
that together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
In 7-Eleven all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you, lady, to me. And I'm like, what?
Bro, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Are we done?
I thought you were going to say a boat ball. You guys always end with that.
No, I went unhelpful?
Yeah.
Unhelpful advice with Bob.
Wait, do we have thoughts about the Oscars?
Oh, yeah. That was pretty boring. Just a bunch of people getting awards and stuff, you know?
Coda, Best Picture.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Coda,
That's all that
congrats,
happened,
yeah.
right?
Denzel was nominated for the Macbeth. Whoever, 3 people saw that movie. Like, who would watch that movie?
I genuinely didn't even know that.
It's black and white. It's Macbeth. No, thank you.
Really?
Yeah. I thought Amy Schumer was good on the Oscar. I don't know what else happened. I know that's it.
That's it, right? Nothing
Yeah.
weird happened, George?
When I told you about it, did you see it after that?
Oh, of course, I watched everything.
Were you stunned?
It was pretty shocking, and I've tried to I've tried to hit it from every angle.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I mean, obviously, in the beginning, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, because he bumped me twice.
Oh, Chris Rock did.
Chris Rock, Friday and Saturday. I wasn't able to go up. He's a nice guy. I'm just saying. There was a little part of me was like, Dad, don't bump. You know what I mean? And then Eric made a little meme of the slab visit. Don't be bumping people in the OR. You know what I mean? So, which is funny. But when you really think about it, because it was a moment after Will said, "Don't ever fucking talk about me." A couple times he said that. Where Chris, I know that look because I've been there. It's a moment of shock and trauma. It was traumatic. He was assaulted in front of millions and trillions of people. I mean, not millions of people watched but virally. I mean, you're talking about the world saw it. The whole world. Russians saw it. Putin saw it. I bet you Martin Putin saw it. Zelensky maybe not, because he's fearing for his life. But it was assault, and it was he has issues. That's a man with issues. There's an issue there.
We all have issues, but
No.
his was just front and center stage.
Think, right? You're sitting in the front row, right? You have when Mel Gibson looks at you and like, you crazy, dog, you have a fucking problem. You see Mel Gibson, like, you know what I mean? That's crazy.
But do you think it's just like method acting gone too far with, King Richard, because he was that type of like tiger dad? Maybe he never got out of that tiger dad mode.
No, because you're at the Oscars. You have all your peers in front of you. Will Smith has been famous for a very long time, right?
Right.
He knows what it all means, okay? He knows what it's like in his personal life going to a mall. He doesn't go to a mall. He's never been to a mall. He's that famous, right? He understands that he's been to the Oscars many, many times before. He's been nominated before, right? He understands how many people are watching. I mean, he understands all of it, the environment, It's like even if I saw, I mean, I have dudes that I hate, if I saw if like the Pope was making a speech and that dude was next to him, the guy that I hate, even if I had a shot, you know what I mean, I had a gun, I wouldn't do it because it's like it's next to the Pope. You know what I mean? That's a terrible.
I don't know, babe.
I'm not good at
That-
analogies.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Give me another. Let me give me another shot, man.
Yeah.
I'm not good at analogy. I'm not gonna do another analogy, right?
I have a question. Do you think that they should have escorted him out after that?
What I would have liked is had Denzel win it, and then he sees it and it's a scribble with Will Smith's name on it. They just put like a kid's letter, Denzel, you know what I mean, or whatever. Somebody wrote it real quick. Yeah, but Denzel is sort of like he's got like a James Baldwin vibe to him. He's very articulate. He's very wise.
He's a sage.
He's like a sage. Yeah. I don't know what was that thing that he said to Will Smith.
Something like
The devil will get you. The
when
devil
you're-
will get you when you're at your highest or
Yeah.
something. Like who says that? That doesn't make any
Oh, yeah,
sense.
what did you think of his whole speech after everything?
Cool.
Will's. Well, like when he was like his whole like rambling speech about like how he's a protector and that's why he hits people.
Here's my thing about like people saying, "Oh, like wasn't it so great that he protected his woman?" Like for me, let me fight my own battles. Like I don't need you to come to my defense. If my choice, if my action in that moment is to cringe, not like the joke, sit down, I don't need you to like, you know what I mean, get all macho and then slap a dude for me. Like it makes me feel worse.
Imagine me and Khalyla are in the audience. We'll never go there, but
We'll never.
Yeah, but
Certainly
let's
not
suppose we
front
are.
stage.
and Chris goes, "Look at Khalyla with her heart defect or something, right?"
Yeah.
And people are laughing, right?
Wait, something worse about my the way I look, not so much my
Look
hair.
at Bobby Lee is dating Stanley Tucci.
Oh God.
Stanley Tucci's here, right? And I kind of laugh, right? And I look over and you're upset, right? I would look.
What if
back-
he said this?
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
worse.
Okay, go ahead. I'm in the audience.
Yeah. She looks so much like Stanley Tucci. He hasn't fucked her in 2 years.
No, you have to look upset. Then I look back up here, and I look at you, and I go, "We're on TV. Smile, bitch. We're on TV, bitch. There's billions of people, bitch. We're millionaires, bitch. You mean you can take that?"
That's true.
Here's a guy who you literally get out of touch. You know, it's like I have a theory. Okay, Chris Rock is not out of touch, and the reason why he's not out of touch is because Chris Rock, out of the 30 years I've been doing stand up, has always done the Comedy Store. Right? There are comics that won't do it. They don't come back, and then when they do show up, they have weird people around them and they don't go up. You know what I mean? And one example is, and he deserves the kind of mystique that he has, Eddie Murphy. Now, okay, Netflix gave him a bunch of money to do his special, right? Now, it might be the most amazing thing you've ever seen, but, I honestly believe that he might be a little too out of touch to do it, you know? And the material that he has, it's just like you have to live a normal life to have life experiences for people to relate to it, right? Like Chris is always at the clubs. I've never seen Bill, not that Bill Burr's at that level, or even Chris is at Eddie Murphy's level, because they've never had his kind of movie career, right? But it's like even when we met Jim Carrey.
Don't even say that.
Right.
We don't
Did
know
you
that
we-
for sure.
I know, but we saw hung out
Yeah?
with Jim Carrey Friday. So I go, "Hey Jim," I shake his hand, and then he introduces himself to her.
Bobby has wishes, and he wishes he's a cuck.
You could suck his dick.
Can you just stop?
I want him on Tiger Belly. Jim, if you're listening,
I'm offering up my body.
I'm offering.
I'll suck his dick to get him on Tiger Belly. I don't,
That's not.
I'll take it for the
That's
team.
that's a negative, not a plus. But what a weird party that. It was a cool party. I'm glad we went though. It was Keegan's birthday party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ron Howard's there. Should I go say hi? Like, what am I going to say? Oh, what was I going to say? Apollo 13 is great. I don't know what to say to him.
And what would you say to Ron Howard?
So, happy days, huh? Like the one thing that like he completely like doesn't want to talk about. So so what was like? What was Pat Moreno work with? Something like that. Yeah, Karate Kid, huh?
I like our tactic though.
What?
Our tactic of just getting as much.
Biggest I've ever had in my career. The biggest venues, biggest. I feel so disconnected from comedy and so out of the game, even though I'm telling you, in 2 weeks I have like 10,000 tickets sold in New York. I feel like I do not matter in this business at all. Whatever power, I felt like I used to have power and be connected to it all. I feel like it's gone. And I don't know what it is. I feel like everyone else has zoomed past, so comparison thing, even though
Like who? Give me an example. Who?
it's not even anybody. There isn't
Like Tig Notaro?
there isn't one, right? Tig Notaro, who also is in BTS. So
So funny.
so I feel this.
So good. Yeah.
So I feel this thing
yeah.
where I feel like I'm out of the game, right? And
Yeah.
and it's not for you to tell me no, you are. It doesn't matter. Again, my reality is you could tell a girl she's beautiful. If she doesn't feel it, she's not, right? So it's weird that I don't know what's happened. I don't know if you've went through this in your career where like I feel so and whatever power I had is gone. I don't know why I feel this
Do
way.
you think it's more of just a sensory adaptation thing because you've been at this level for some time now?
Oh, that's a
so
good-
maybe
no.
the thrill is gone. So you think that you're not wielding a certain type of power when really it's just you're plateauing at a great place.
Is it-
like
yeah.
you're
Interesting. I never
steady
thought about
up
that.
here and you've just now you're familiar with the feeling of being successful. So you think that success is
That's
not
interesting.
there.
I never thought of it that way. Maybe, but I do feel like it's like I can't get out of it. Like every morning I wake up, I'm like, "Ugh, I can't get out of it.
That's like him every day of his life. But I think it ties into the wanting more, even though it still ties into this idea of like getting the dopamine hit of something newer or bigger,
Right.
or I think it's still all tied in.
Yeah, you know, Guy Torrey once told me. You know Guy Torrey?
Yeah, comic. I remember from Last Comic Standing.
Yeah, yeah. So many years ago, like 20 years ago, I was talking to a guy, and he goes, here's what makes me happy in my career, and this is all I expect. If every year I do something new, I'm good.
Like material?
Not just material, but like a new place. Like I remember there were times where I was like, oh, I'm in Thailand right now doing a movie. I've never done this before.
Right.
Every year, if something new happens, you know, and this year I've had a lot of new things
Right.
that occurred. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like if it's monotonous and it's like I stay at a certain level, even if you go down a little bit and you know reinvent yourself, this and that, that's still new, right? So
Right.
it's like, you know, I think that should be the.
I have a solution.
Yes.
Do something so out of the box, out of the realm of comedy. Like start like a cigar, like anything that is so different from what people expect of you.
Right.
And take a hard pivot in that direction, and maybe that will give you some kind of like, oh shit. Like, because if you're just burnt out with comedy, podcasting all the time, doing shows and being associated with the same people, I think take a hard left and try a hobby.
Well, my mom, she had an interesting idea because I told her about this is how like crazy it's gotten in my brain. I'm like talking to my mom about this, but she was like, I don't understand. Like you're doing everything. And I was like, she was like, you know what I think you should do? You should go back to physical therapy once a week.
Oh my God, yes.
You have a license, you have a doctorate degree. She's like, you should go back and start treating patients once a week. It's not about the money for you know, get paid.
Yeah, not a money play.
No, but you should go back and do that. And I was like, huh.
I'll be a client.
Seriously.
I literally would.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, you'd be a good
Go
client.
ahead.
You
because you're out of balance.
Okay, good. I thought you were gonna do some sort of like I have a roly-poly body.
No, you don't have a no. And you don't have a roly-poly body.
Okay, good.
I think you're experiencing life. You're on the journey.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're made of tofu.
Silken.
Do you think is it Hollywood that makes you feel that way or no?
Well, I'm not in Hollywood, right? I mean, I'm like,
But is that a desire of yours? Do you think that Hollywood should be calling right now, going, "Hey, let's do these movies, let's do this, let's do that"?
no, I don't think that. I think that you know what happened is I think that podcasting, in a way, maybe has plateaued for me, or maybe like there's a monotonous to it, and so maybe it's about like that, about like changing the show up or like changing something new. But the tickets still sell and everything. Like I think it's just a different medium that people consume my comedy on now. But now I'm like, you know, I think podcasting in general, we've all went through a little bit of like it was so high in the pandemic, and then it goes in like a bit of a dip, right? And like I know, like you know, certain shows of yours have exploded, but for most of us, it's like it's been like this and like slowly going
Yours too?
down. I mean, listen, it's still sustainable and a great
Yeah,
way of life.
yeah.
Like, like sometimes I'll get in my head, be like, I should just stop my podcast. And then I'll be like, without me even trying, it helps my family so much, so I can't do that. I can't stop that.
Listen, I want to say this to you before we end, okay? And this is the honest. I'm just going to tell you my honest feeling. You have it all, in my opinion. For me, I watch you like I watch Tim Dillon, where I'm like, holy shit, I don't think I'm that good. He's so good. That's number one. Number two, I think that like you're fun to look at. You know what I mean? You're like you're like kind of handsome, but also weird. You know what I mean? That's a weird thing you got going. And number three, there's no one on planet Earth like you. You're like an original, right? And I do believe that you're forever gonna be wherever you want to be. That's how good you are. And I would fuck with you for the rest of my life, unless you like did something like terrible. You know what I mean? Like well, even if you gave me a gaping hole, it would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to say,
I can't even think of a. Yeah.
I want to say, I love you. Thank you for saying that to me. I appreciate it. It didn't make me feel any better, but I do appreciate it. And I will say,
You didn't. Not at all.
Coming full
yeah.
circle, full oval, full pussy.
Yeah.
You are definitely gaping now.
Ooh.
If you weren't in the beginning, you are now.
I'm gaping now. I'll
There's
admit
no
it.
way you could say something as sentimental and beautiful as you said and be.
He's
and be
wide
close.
open.
You're wide open.
But do you
Wide
think? But do you
open.
think there's no truth to what I'm saying? That I believe that?
I do, and
I saw it when no, hold on. Okay, I saw it the day I met you at Opie and Anthony is when I saw it.
right.
Like I normally, you meet people on the road, you meet people and you go, I felt that way about Andrew Santino when I first saw him. I felt that way about you, Schultz. I felt that way. I never even heard of him until we did Montreal together.
Right.
And I saw him perform one time, and I was like, the first time I was just like, oh no, this guy's like the thing.
Yeah.
He is the it. I feel that way about you. Go ahead.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
No.
Anyway, let's end that
Thank
podcast.
you.
I really do think, though, that a hard pivot
I think yeah.
Fuck the
is
pivot.
going to inspire
Fuck the
you.
pivot.
And also, it will make you
You
appreciate
gotta do
comedy in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I agree.
I'm sensing a hard pivot.
No.
No.
PT.
You're gonna be massaging
You can
somebody.
still keep the comedy.
Insane, dude.
Yeah.
Kids all start being everyman, and then they get out of touch. You got to go back to being everyman again.
Yep. There it is.
PT.
You think I'm an everyday man?
You've never
your
been an
your
everyday
laziness
man.
connects you with the people.
That's why
Thank
slut
you.
thing kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm forever connected because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have.
I like that.
You're your weekend every day.
That's what it is. I woke up today. I was like, "What's going on?"
You really did.
I love that.
Bad mood, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of in a bad mood.
Now you're in a great mood.
Now you're in a good mood. Yeah.
Well, I saw you. I was like, "Let's do it."
I could tell.
Yeah,
You're in
yeah.
a better mood.
Anything you want to say? We're done.
You want to? No. Anything? You guys want to get more abortions?
No more. No, I'm going to get knocked up by a rando. That's my plan.
Really?
All right.
Do you want them to be white?
No. Asian,
What?
He's a brown.
Asian?
Asian, Filipino. Yeah, more the browns. The browns.
I like Filipino. That's my favorite group
Thank you.
because Asian like.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
No, they look Puerto Rican.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah.
Give Chris Stefano a round of applause.
Crispy comedy.
Ay makabulol Purong kaya madugdugag Bombola Syukumuki ay ito Syukuluki muki sa laman Fitang bukugani ay makabulol Purong kaya madugdugag Bombola Syukumuki ay ito
Song.
Let's
Timeline.
New segment never happening again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully that's not a new segment every week.
The title of this file on my computer is the Shop Spectacle Extravaganza.
Shop spectacle extravaganza. Nervous about buying a mattress online. Helix is the way to go. You guys, all of our mattresses. Are you nervous about buying a mattress online? Don't be.
Okay.
Because we got Helix. Helix is in every one of our houses.
True.
Everyone.
Everyone in every room. All right. My girlfriend got my brother a Helix, and my brother every day mentions it. He loves it. Okay.
Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else, Bobby? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep, Bobby.
Yeah, Eric Griffin. Everybody's unique, right? Everyone is unique. And Helix knows that. So they have several different mattress models to choose from. They have soft, medium, and firm mattresses. Mattresses great for cooling you down. If you sleep hot, mattresses great for spinal alignment.
I'm a hot sleeper and I'm a side sleeper and I have the midnight mattress in Luxe.
I need the spinal alignment because I have scoliosis.
And it's so good, you guys. So if you're looking for a mattress, you just take the quiz, you order the mattress that you're matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free.
Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/belly. That's up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows at helixsleep.com/belly.
Oh, and plus you can try it out for 100 nights risk-free, which is a big thing. If you're not into it, you can return it.
There you go.
But 101 nights? No.
No.
I've got ED Roman. I've got ED Roman. I really do have ED. I have erectile dysfunctionalities, baby.
Let's go.
And it's my age. It's, you know what I mean? I have mental problems. And that's why I turned to Roman, because I want to put a little juice in my scrotum.
And also what I love
Yeah.
is they have the Roman swipes. And
Yeah.
they're clinically proven to help you last longer in bed, and it's really easy. You just take it out of the packet, and you just how do you do it, babe? You just swipe it onto
I
little
swipe
dick.
it onto my.
I should
my
say
big
little
penis.
dick tip. Let me say that again.
Yeah. No, it's little.
Yeah.
The stem is long, but the tip is little.
No, it's not.
Anyway, Roman swipes are clinically proven to help you last longer in bed. I use them. You know, what I used to try to do is like think of weird things to stay erect or whatever. Right? I just use a Roman swipe, so I don't have to think about baseball.
And what I love about it is that there's no transfer of the product back onto me.
Yeah.
Also, it's no prescription needed. You guys, there's no shame in having erectile dysfunction issues. It happens to the best of us. People age.
Millions of men.
But there is a solution, you guys. If there is a problem, you solve it, don't you? I want your erect penis. Well, not yours. I want your erect penis.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's Roman swipes for that. There's Roman products for that. Go to roman.com/what, Gilb?
Belly today. If approved, you'll get $10 off your first order. That's getroman.com/belly.
Yeah.
Okay, so on January 25th, a Trash Tuesday episode is released where Annie and I talk about a nameless comic who hit on us. And for me, that story that I told took place 7 years ago, long time ago.
You're referring to DMs,
Right.
which I own and was completely stupid
Thank
and
you.
never should have
Thank
done.
you.
Okay.
Right.
I'll defend myself. Like, I own that, and
Thank you.
and that was not right, and I've definitely changed.
And you apologize.
And I apologize way before then.
Yeah.
But then also, so hold on, real quick. But then also, so apologize for that. We've talked about it before. Trust me, I've been to therapy over this stuff. That's also another reason I'm on social media. So I don't engage in any of that stuff. So I've learned from that. As far as the Annie stuff goes, that's where I do have to defend myself.
Okay.
I have to, you know, you guys didn't say my name, right? But you
We
alluded to me.
the illusion, was that a word?
Delusion, yeah.
Alluding?
Illusion is a word, but not for this.
Yeah.
That's more Shinlin.
Yeah, Shinlin's not here.
Yeah.
She had the line was, "What am I gonna do? Suck your unfunny dick?" And then I came back
As
with,
far as me, but she again, I didn't see it. But as far as she's saying, I asked her to walk my car, or give her a ride.
no, I think that I cannot speak for her.
Yeah.
I can only tell you.
I'm saying,
I can only tell you what was said on that particular podcast.
and again, if that's how she feels, she's validated to feel like that. And I'm telling you, that never happened.
Okay.
That's a situation you would have to talk to her about. But I'm going to get back to the podcast itself.
Yeah.
What was said was that there was a guy. He was unfunny. I came back with, oh, that's a big clue. And that's something about a peach emoji. And then,
But my thing with that, Clyde, do you think that's nice?
oh no, but I didn't say your name. But it's. Hang on one second, Brendan. Let me ask you this. If we're having this discussion about something that happened in the past and we're having a giggly little girl talk, where is the crime in that?
There's no crime. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
I have no issue with that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, no issue with it.
All right.
I'm just saying, is that nice? That's all.
I
I'm saying.
have gone to you and said, if I could go back, if I had known that a tiny little giggly girl talk was going to spiral into this, I would have wired my mouth shut. But in my heart of hearts, while you may think it's not nice, and now I admit, not the nicest thing to say, it was just an anecdote.
Sure. So that was.
I didn't think
January.
much of it on saying that because hitting on someone is just simply not a cancelable offense. That was my justification for it. Who the fuck cares who hits on who 7 years ago? I had fake tits then. They were shiny. You liked them. You DM'd me. You said sorry. Fuck it. Right?
I'm with you.
Okay.
I own that. Yeah.
Good. However, the outcome of that is that people assumed that we were talking about you and went ham on Reddit. And you received a lot of, your team alerted you to the video and the Reddit chatter. And I'm assuming leaving out the part where we didn't say your name. Correct? Can I move on?
Yeah.
Okay. On February 23rd, you text Bobby a video clip some dude put together, a random YouTuber, of that same Trash Tuesday episode, talking about us being hit on by a comic. But with the clickbait title, Bobby Lee's wife confirmed Schaub tried cheating on his wife with her. You text Bobby saying, you've been harassed for 6 years straight, and you've had it. And you're finally going, this is a direct quote. You're finally going after anyone who harasses you online, including comics, that you have spent $500,000 on monster lawyers, and that you have friends in dark places who are going to get the job done. To which Bobby says, okay, I'll talk to Khalyla. The outcome of that, Bobby shares that screenshot with me. I ask Bobby if he thinks this is a direct threat towards me. He says, I don't know. I share that information with Annie and Esther, and they're like, what the fuck? Why such an extreme response? Where is this big need to silence us coming from? It was a small little story, so we thought. February 24th, I'm in New York doing Flagrant 2. You call Bobby and you tell him to tell me that you want the Trash Tuesday girls to announce on the next episode of Trash Tuesday that, hey guys, it wasn't Brendan Schaub we were talking about. Collectively, we're like, that's going to make it worse for him. That's just not a good look for him if we say, hey guys, that's who
Hold on, I text Bobby that?
No, you...
No, I didn't text Bobby that. Me and Bobby spoke on the phone. And
phone.
he said, I said, dude, I'm getting a lot of shit about this. I'm married with kids. I said, it's not good. I said, in Bobby's exact words were, I'll fix this. Whatever that means.
Okay, so we didn't confirm nor deny. We figured it would die out in a week anyway.
Agree. That's the news cycle.
On March 3rd, you text Bobby asking if he's handled the quote-unquote Khalyla shit yet because you're still getting negative comments. In this text chain, you said, I don't want to have to get nasty with her, but if I have no choice, this is all direct quotes, I can def play that game. And this was referring to the months that Bobby and I were in an open relationship, thinking that that was somehow going to directly hurt me.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, it's like, you know, the open relationship. You and I, we were. That's not for the we even talked about it. It's not for the public consumption, right?
Because it was delicate.
It was a delicate thing.
He was
right?
also
we were going
back
through a lot of
on
different-
drugs.
There's so many different
There's
things.
so many different elements to it.
Right? It was a dark time.
It was very fragile.
So it was,
we actually broke up for a while.
Yeah,
In
so-
fact, Schultz knew that because when Schultz came here, we were broken up.
Yeah. So
And you guys did or didn't talk about this on the pod?
we never talked.
Nobody
This,
knew
the first time we've ever talked about it out loud was H3, which is a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So and it's something that I was going to die to the grave, you know, and so that's
And
what
again,
she's
this would
alluding.
have all been solved if you and I would have talked direct like we did a week ago with your timeline. But before you go on, though,
Yeah.
real quick, can I say this?
Yeah.
the information I got, that open relationship, it's not like anybody did a crime. That's not really breaking news. I can't hold that over your head. The other information you gave me is the bad one, which I don't want to get into.
Okay.
That I don't want to bring up. That's
Wait.
not fair to you guys or anybody.
We can get into that.
Wait, what is that other thing?
Yeah, we can get into that.
The other.
Wait, hold on. Let me
go ahead.
actually
Yeah.
probably let's assume that it's the same old narrative of me being a gold digger and stealing money from Bobby.
I mean,
Is it within those
We
lines?
talked about it. Yeah, you and
So-
I had spoke about this, and you told me.
Oh yes. I mean,
Yes.
let's be real. That is an old tired story. Bobby, call your accountants.
Okay, here's the truth of the matter. Okay,
I don't really need. To
I don't
need to know this. guys.
I know okay.
The only reason I'm here was to bring up the red thing and show you guys the
All right,
information I
let's
have.
Carry on and move. If we're
Just
doing-
keep going.
Okay, I'm almost done. I promise. We're already in March. Okay.
Oh, wait, April. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hopefully a few more.
Okay, so we ended with I don't want to have to get nasty with her, but if I have to, I'll play that game. You were alluding to stuff you heard from somebody about me being a gold digging whore and the other stuff, the cheating, right? Allegedly. Bobby calls you and says, "Hey, dude, I saw." That's when you guys discussed. I saw those text messages years ago. This is all when I was, and you did hit on her. She will not be saying your name anymore, but you need to let this go, right? You guys agreed to that.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. In the next coming weeks, however, I'm starting to see screenshots on Instagram of DMs of your cute little friend Mark confirming that you wanted to expose me. Is that correct?
I didn't see them. You,
I know,
you
but
would
we,
know.
but I talked to you about Mark,
told
and
me
you,
that.
conformed,
Yeah,
you
and
confirmed it with him.
Well, no, I went to Mark and said, dude, you're making things way worse for me.
Okay.
Because he's trying to defend me. I went, you're not defending me. You're making it
Got it.
worse, giving her fuel, and me and her are talking. You don't need to do this.
On April 13th, during a Trash Tuesday live stream show, the girls and I talk about someone threatening to possibly sue us. There was a Dumois article that said there's a girl podcast that is going through a lot of internal trouble because a much bigger podcaster is trying to sue them. We assumed it was us, also based on the text that Bobby had showed me about you spending $500,000 on monster lawyers. I assumed, of course it had to be us.
Well, hold on. So there's an article where a big podcaster is suing three
And
girls.
Dumois, well, it's on Dumois, right, George?
What's that?
Dumois is a site that picks up like insider information about either like celebrities and whatnot. I think they picked up on the drama of just the whole Trash Tuesday podcast.
And in that art, they don't say any names or anything. Okay.
But they kind of add like little hints and stuff along the way. They give you enough information to sort of, anyways. So during that live show, the girls and I talk about someone possibly threatened to sue us. We were really under the belief
Based
that you were
off
on-
that article.
No. Two things. The screenshot that you had sent Bobby that you're coming after everyone, spending $500,000 on monster lawyers, that you have friends in dark places, that you were.
And then that
text.
article added to that, you're saying?
Correct.
Gotcha.
And then I add during the live stream show, I said, this particular someone thinks he has dirt on me. And I say, go ahead,
And-
expose me. And I wasn't very nice. Annie calls this someone unfunny. And I said, and I called that person a little bitch. And the outcome of that, it fueled more harassment towards you on Reddit after the live show. On April 18th,
But you guys were upset off that article and then the prior talks with Bobby. That's what fueled that.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're getting this idea
sense.
that you simply aren't going to let it go. That's the feeling we're getting.
That you're having. Okay. Validated.
I will skip April 18 because it involves a DM from Schultz, and I don't want to drag him into this. Okay. On April 24, you text Bobby the following. I got a call from a journalist. Not good for you.
What we talked about earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You and Callan then follow up with a phone call to threaten to, well, just Callan, physically hurt him to end his career, accusing him of being the mastermind.
Was it physical threat, Bobby? I don't.
It wasn't a physical threat.
I remember I was like,
No, it's not a
Jesus
physical
Christ.
threat, but it's like if I, you know what I mean, if I wasn't such,
A name.
no, if I wasn't such a good guy or whatever, maybe, you know what I mean, if I was a different person, you know, it wasn't really a physical threat. It was more
But
like,
you felt threatened.
yeah, I mean, in the tone, and
It was a very
it's
aggressive.
very aggressive. So, yeah, I found it to be physically threatening. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that accusation to end his career of Bobby being the mastermind behind the 6 years of Reddit harassment towards you, Shab. Bobby calls me from Tulsa. He's shell shocked. He's upset.
He gave you my number, or did you give me?
No. He calls me. We'll get to
Okay.
that. So he calls me. He's clearly upset. Then that upsets me. The outcome is I asked Bobby for your number. I text you the following. This is exact text. Hi, Brendan. It's Khalyla. Bobby just told me you and Callan threatened him. I'm failing to understand the need for such a big reaction to something so small. Please stop with the threats to sue or create false stories to expose Bobby and I. I am available to chat if you'd like. To which you agreed, and we chat. The first time we talked was not really a talk. It was more
Both
like
of us
10
were
minutes of
shouting.
screaming.
Yes,
We called each other names for about 10 minutes.
you're very good at that.
Yeah, thank you. I will say I dug deep there. I dug through my
Very good.
arsenal.
Very
Thank you.
good.
I could hear it from Oklahoma,
Thank you.
which is crazy.
Thank you. This is the story that I got from you during the screaming match, is that you told me that the feds had been investigating a video of child abuse on the subreddit, correct?
I guess you call it it goes beyond my team because of the criminal action.
The criminal action.
The criminal
So-
activity, yes.
Okay. You said feds, but maybe that's not what you meant. It's probably you meant someone higher up.
Correct, yeah. Feds would be a bad term.
Okay. A video of child abuse on the subreddit where they noticed a barrage of comments linked to one IP address, linked to a computer from my home.
Correct.
As they continued to investigate, they were able to retrieve 300 pages of evidence that either Bobby or I were responsible for the 6 years of subreddit harassment towards you, Joanna, and your kids, right? All 6 years to one home address. I said, but Shab, we've only lived here for 2.5. How is this possible? Then I said, let me get this straight. You're telling me that while investigating a child abuse case, the feds were like, yeah, let's put this beaten baby case to rest and pursue Shab's online harassment instead. I mocked you. The argument was super heated. I said, Brendan, you can audit my asshole, my pet's asshole, my mom's asshole, and you'll find nothing. Plus, why are you doing all of this? Over a story I told on my show, I never said your name. You said, that can't be true. I said, roll the tapes, listen, go back, open your ears and hear it for yourself. That was April 24th. On April 25, in the wee hours of the morning, you text me and you said you haven't been able to sleep. You asked to talk. This time it's not heated. It's a very productive conversation.
Way better.
You apologize profusely. You say you're embarrassed after realizing we actually never said your name on Trash Tuesday. We come to the agreement that I will not be mentioning or alluding to you in any way moving forward. But I still demand that you send me the 300 pages of evidence against me, Bobby, and my company, because that is a serious allegation. I have spent the last 8 years building this company, and I'll be damned if anyone, if my company is associated to a stain like that. That's horrible. And if any of my guys were to do that, they would be gone yesterday.
Sure.
Okay. So you agree. You say your guys are on it. You're going to send me the 300 pages of evidence.
Yep.
Okay. In the following 2 weeks, I text you on 4 different occasions asking for those 300 pages. I tell you that I don't want my business to be associated with any of this. I patch you to my producers, George and Gilbert, who both tell you that we want to get to the bottom of this. We want to help you. This is serious. I felt like you long played us, and you say you're busy, and nothing is ever sent to us. On May 2nd, finally got to May. We're in May.
Let's go.
On May 2nd, you were on flagrant 2, being very complimentary to me. Meanwhile, on this day, I was hearing from our friends in common that you had flown to Austin to speak to Rogan about the situation.
No,
that you were telling,
that's not
hold
why I
on,
flew
let
there.
me finish this and you can defend
Okay, go
yourself.
ahead.
That you were telling Rogan, Whitney, Schultz, anyone with an ear, slanderous things about me, that I was a gold-digging whore, stealing money from Bobby, because God forbid I make my own money, that you hired a private investigator who was able to incriminate me for 6 years of Reddit harassment towards you, Joanna, and your kids, and just overall assassinating my character. At this point, I decide that our previous deal to not talk about each other on the podcast was off. So I know you understood it to be, hey, I'm on flagrant. I said nice things about you. I was getting different
I would have said
information
those no
that
matter
day.
what.
Okay,
Carry on.
that's May 2nd. May 6th, Bobby and I go on H3. Ethan brings you up. I feel justified, very justified at this point to talk about you. Bobby talks about the bullying. I text you after the show. I give you the heads up. I say, Brendan, this is what was talked about on H3.
Mm-hmm.
Later that afternoon, Callan calls to apologize to Bobby for the bullying, threats, etc.
Hey, will you clear bullying meaning define bullying for me? Like what? Like Callan bullied you, Bobby?
That phone call. is
That
what we're
phone
talking
call.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Does that seem bullying to you?
That phone call, yes. I didn't know if you and if Callan called you like every other day doing this.
No.
Which I highly doubt. Because when I heard
I mean
bullying, it's from that call.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, even with Kellen's phone call Friday,
Okay, I'm almost done.
his can I?
Yeah.
The apology phone call. It was still, there was a thread of, but still, he was like, I'm so sorry, I should have done it better. You're my friend, this and that. But there's still somebody on your team, you know what I mean? And at that point, I was just like,
Oh, and I
Time
have
out.
it.
That's
I
how
also
we
have it
feel.
on excellent authority that we're not the first people he has threatened that whole Reddit thing about.
Brian?
He has used that excuse on multiple people. I know you're responsible for Reddit. So when I heard that,
Callan has?
oh yeah. So
I don't know if I believe that.
okay, I'm just saying we
I'd
wouldn't
love
be
to
the
hear
first.
who said that? Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Brian's not privy to that. Brian doesn't even know what.
May 7th, which is the day after H3, you
Is
asked
that Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah.
You asked to talk. You apologize for everything. You say you're ready to take full responsibility. You ask to be on the podcast. I say yes, and here we are.
We had a discussion, right? About, I said, how do we end this? Because this isn't good for
Correct.
anyone. I said, should I go on the podcast and air it out? And
Right.
then we came to an agreement to, because I didn't think coming on here was a great idea, because just 'cause I didn't know.
Hey, good instinct.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't sleep well last night, and it's been, you have to understand that, I live with Khalyla, and she's the love of my life, and for the last couple of months, even when it was terrible when I was using, and then when I got sober again, it's been very terrible in the house seeing her go through. Because we all know, that we get harassed, and things said about us on the internet. But
Mine's
with her,
different, Bubba.
Huh?
Mine's
I know it is,
You know
but I'm
what?
just saying.
Mine's
I would
different.
say mine is on par with yours.
I'll share with you what I deal with.
Okay, but I don't want to do
promise you
a
it's
tit for
not.
tat. I don't want to do a
That's
tit for
why I'm
tat.
here. Oh, no, we don't want
but
it. That one I will win.
All right, I know you would.
Yeah.
But what I'm
That one-
saying though is that to witness her every day go through deep, emotional, episodes.
Oh, it's been awful.
You know what I mean? And it's really, it's been very terrible for me.
I think I felt like such a small fry in this because obviously, when I had heard that you had gone to Rogan and other people, I thought, like, how did it get from giggly girl talk to here?
Can I
And-
can I talk about
Yeah.
that?
Okay,
stuff?
so let's.
Potential to me, they should be making is I try to be very generous. because it felt so great because last night it was such a team effort. I assembled such a crew because I'm treating my specials and I'm treating these kinds of opportunities like, okay, if I did a talk show and got a talk show, wouldn't I hire a writing team and a writer's assistant to keep track of all the notes and a producer to like just weigh in on stuff and call meetings together to talk about what are we going to do with this TV show? That is protocol. But with stand-up specials, you just kind of go, I'm taking a special, I'm just going to on my own put together this narrative that I just get up on stage and tell jokes in different time increments. I'm not really putting together a story. I don't know how to weave a story. So now I'm like, oh, let's bring on someone to do my special that knows something about weaving a story. Okay, actually, let me call in my friends who are fun
Where are you doing the special?
riff with. I did it in Seattle.
And what company?
It's coming out Saturday. That's why I'm here to promote.
Netflix?
No, HBO. HBO.
Whoa! Ooh la la!
Let me just say, neither knew about each other.
What do you mean?
The two guys I've been fucking ran into each other this week with the debut of the Tom Brady roast Netflix and HBO special. It's a week. It's a collision of. It's a PR. It's a dream though because HBO feeds Netflix. Netflix feeds HBO. You should be proud to have this person. Network
What do you mean
want
they
to own
feed each other? What are you talking about?
They feed each other. Well, okay. People are going to watch my HBO special because they saw me on Netflix.
How do two hungry people feed each other?
He thought you were talking about two guys who actually are
fucking.
fucking. He thought you were talking about
No, I'm not.
Am I talking?
No, stop.
Am I Taylor Swift?
Nikki, can I just say something? I literally just woke up. So you're coming out.
I haven't slept in like 30 hours.
I know.
34
I think
hours.
that's what I'm witnessing. So I'm just saying, just slow it down, man, right now.
Okay.
No, it made perfect sense to me.
Okay.
I know for most humans, right? But it's just like
You amp me up, Bobby.
you amp me up, baby. So you're
okay,
feeding.
yeah.
So what you're saying is that they're both competitors.
Yeah. So I'm.
Oh no, slow it down. Hold on. Let me just ask.
I'm sorry.
Welcome, by the way. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I love your show
Welcome.
so much.
Right. So
A Tiger Belly clip comes up. I'm gonna watch.
Okay. And then
I'm stopping to watch that whole clip because something fucking hilarious or revealing is gonna happen. That's the promise of a Tiger Belly clip. Here's one right now. You're welcome.
There's two. So they're competitors, and they have to fuck with each other because of scheduling and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Well, no, I mean like when you are working with I just found this so counterintuitive when I started working with networks, and they would be like, "You can't do things on other networks. We own you." I'm like, but isn't it good for people watch multiple networks? They're not only watching Comedy Central, so they're going to see me on something else, and then they might go, "Hell, where else can I see her?" And it'll drive me to the thing at the other place. So it's weird when a network wants to own you, and like we're the only one that works with you.
Right.
You're only on our network. They have to come to us for you, like. Well, how are they going to find out about me if I don't do other things?
Right.
Because they're not watching. You're trying to get them. They're obviously not watching right now. They're watching other things.
Nikki,
Am I talking too fast?
everyone knows about you. What are you talking about? In terms of like, look, I just
Yes,
want
But this is a perfect situation. This is a perfect
You're a perfect
situation.
The business itself.
No, this is a perfect
You're one.
situation of Netflix truly feeding HBO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, because, I mean, the timing of it all is just couldn't be more
Yes.
perfect.
I
And it's
see.
like,
Yes.
I see.
And HBO could feel threatened by it and go, wait a second, that was our week with her. She's our girl. Like she's going and doing press. She should be talking only about her special, and she's going to get all this attention for the roast. Well, guess what? I'm going to get so much more press because of this roast. And guess what I'm going to mention? My
Right.
special on
Right.
HBO right now. It's called Someday You'll Die. And I wrote the theme song for it, and you should go listen to that song right now, which
Sing
is
it,
also
sing it, sing it,
available.
sing it.
Someday you'll die. That's the hook.
That's so good. So I want to. So like, I remember like a month ago, you were like talking about doing the roast.
Yeah.
Okay, and you were like,
Look at that.
you were telling me how many people are going to be there. Remember?
Yeah.
At the forum or whatever.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We were outside.
We were
the store.
outside, and then you were like, you know what I mean? And I'm just working on these jokes and this and that, and I'm like, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you were
And
calm
it's-
about it.
Huh?
You were calm about it for me.
I was calm about it, but I was like telling you, like, I mean, you're going to kill it. But what I'm saying is, because I've been in situations where, I mean, you know, you're doing it in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so let's take us through what goes on. So are you nervous? Were you nervous yesterday?
Yes.
Petrified.
Did you meet Tom Brady first?
No. And usually we do. Like usually, but it's right before. Even I've done the Rob Lowe one. I've done the Bruce Willis one, Alec Baldwin, and then it's been 5 years Pre-COVID was the last one, and then it's this one. And this one was obviously it's at Netflix, so it's different than the Comedy Central ones. And he's Tom fucking Brady.
And they don't give you like parameters.
It's you go into it. It kind of is like you found out you get it, and you just go, "Who's doing it?" And they're like, "Well, we'll tell you when we know." And you just kind of are like. So just writing Tom Brady jokes. Okay, what's the angle going to be?
That joke?
Start just thinking about it.
I saw you do it.
I started reading about him. I started watching his documentary. It's just like I want to like absorb this man and like feel like I can really form an opinion about him. And then you eventually find out the other people that are in it, and then those people drop out. And then so you wrote all these jokes. The best joke of your whole set, you completely lose because that person.
Put it in your act. Then you can put it in your act. No.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, good point.
Ooh,
I have a
that's
question.
great-
Like, do you guys
great idea.
cross-reference jokes? Like, what if you land on the same thing?
Dude, it happened last night. Talk about nerves. Okay, so I was already nervous going in, and I'm sitting there, and the show starts, and Kevin Hart is doing his opening monologue, and he does a joke I have.
No, not the rock joke that I like.
No, but he does.
Did you do that joke?
I did. Oh yeah, I did
And
that
it
joke.
crushed, right?
Thank God he
So
didn't have that
good.
joke.
Well, that joke. You know that joke?
Yeah, the extra weight,
5 pounds.
the 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
That
saw her
The
do it
Rock
3
has
weeks ago in the main room,
5
and
pounds
I
of semen
literally.
into Kevin Hart's little body.
Yeah. I literally collapsed on the floor.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
It's such a great joke. I'm so proud of that joke. But the one that I was actually very proud of too was that you were on my, I'm getting horny for him, and I'm like, you were on my fantasy team last night. My clit has CTE now. I was like, and then I go, and I would show you, but the NFL's making me cover it up. And I just thought that was like such a nice punch of like, it's a soft, like fantasy team is soft, clit's hard.
Yeah.
And then the tag is just almost as hard as the clit. It's just a perfect, and then Kevin Hart says, Tom Brady, when you got out of your divorce, you were fucking around so much, your dick has CTE. And I'm like, and I just like, I'm going like, oh dear. And then I'm like, what do I do? Okay, so now I know that it's Kevin Hart's set, and then it's going to be Jeff, and then I know he's doing 6 minutes or 7 minutes, probably going to run to 9, and then I have Drew Bledsoe. His will probably go 6 minutes. So I have I'm working with 10 to 15 minutes where the audience can forget that joke and reset and maybe be open to hearing it again, and then I can just always say,
you can't do the joke. It's done.
No,
Don't even think it.
No, but she did it, and it was.
I did it.
Yeah.
Bobby, let me understand my reasoning, Bobby. So I go, I have enough time.
Yeah, I
When
never
I
saw
can
that. I
reset.
just did a
They can
roast of it.
reset.
That's fine.
And I could always say, and I don't really care because we wrote the same joke. It's not a crime. And mine was already loaded in the thing. It's not like that would be insane if they were like, Nikki Glaser stole Kevin Hart's joke that I just heard and repurposed.
Wait,
It's obvious
Did you
what
tell
happened.
the audience this next joke?
I thought about doing that. So it's running through.
I would have done that.
I go, okay, maybe I'll do the joke and I'll go, that would have done better had the same joke not been written and someone didn't catch in the teleprompter. I wanted to maybe lash out.
Yeah.
Like do a Joe Coy
Yeah.
where you're just like, who fucked me on that? My writers! It was my writers. It's not me.
You made the right decision because I watched it and I didn't clock it.
Well, thank God. I had arrived at that decision in my head. I go, I'm just going to do it because it doesn't matter. Just do it and blow through it. Because they're going to doubt you for a second and go, did we just hear this joke? But not really because it's a different word. There's going to be a moment of I think I remember. There's a lot of jokes in between that. A lot of show happened. 15 minutes is a lot
Well, you
of
didn't
show.
open your thing with that joke, did you?
No, it's buried in the middle.
Good. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Just blow past the CTE part. Don't that was going to to be like a CTE,
Yeah.
la, and then
I would have done, and now my clip
But I
has
just-
CTE.
and see, that's an interesting delivery that would have made people feel like because it doesn't sound like a joke.
Oh, that's why I'm
But,
not a roaster.
No, dude, you could.
Yeah,
you'd
I've
be
never
able-
done a roast.
What, really?
What the fuck?
Oh
no,
my
I
God.
literally have never done one.
What? Why?
They've never asked me.
Oh,
But
so
you
you've
don't
never
want
been asked to
to.
do a roast?
Well, if they asked me, I would do it, but it's
No,
not.
but
Like,
mean,
I don't
what about
vie. Like,
roast
can I
battle?
do it?
Roast battle.
Never done it.
What, would you do it though, if asked?
At this point, no.
It's a lot of work, I gotta say. Writing
At this
jokes.
point, no idea, yeah.
I mean, it's putting together a show. It's like, it's a lot harder than your act.
I just don't want to.